Hi, it's Terry Blackwell, Principal of School Programs, and I wanted to take a few minutes to share the information shared at the June HEPA meeting. I realized that there was a lot of information, a little bit of information overload. I did want to share this in that it came out of a response from principals asking what was happening in the summer, as well as what are the directions for learning for 2014-2015 in school programs. As you know, the Kindergarten Grade 1 Institute has just finished up, and what we've decided to do is offer it as a K-3 institute. It's the same sessions, recognizing that we have students that are in grade 3 that are in these 4 stages of reading development, and that this information shared with teachers, they found that it could be extended through all of the primary division. So the dates and the locations are there. It will be coming out in tips in the next few days. As well, the Junior Guided Reading Institute that was offered throughout the year, there was a huge waiting list for that, so we're going to offer a session in the summer. In terms of recent budget news for literacy, we've just received an additional 4 learning resource teachers yet to be hired, and also level literacy intervention kits, which are the kits that are being used by LRTs in classrooms this year, specifically in grade 1 classrooms to support students who are not where they should be in reading, will be purchased for every school, even if you don't have an LRT. How will that be supported? Well, there will be a level literacy intervention session at the leadership conference, and that will be geared to schools that have not had the level literacy intervention in their schools. And also, we will be providing additional support through our IPLs to help schools get that up and running, ideally by January of 2015. As you know, the new FSL revised curriculum has some changes to reporting expectations. We've always been assessing reading and writing as part of the program. Next year, grade 1 FSL programs will need to be reported on in all strands, and additional supports will be provided for that. In terms of guided reading structures in junior intermediate classrooms, what we've seen is that Daily 5 is creeping up and not really addressing the needs of those learners. So we're going to put out some information to help teachers in setting up the first 20 days as part of establishing the Readers Writers Workshop in their classroom. This is not a new model. It lives in the Effective Guides to Literacy, and we'll be using that as a frame to support junior and intermediate teachers in continuing with working with guided reading. You'll also see a greater focus on the reading-writing connection as well as nonfiction writing. The kindergarten update provided by Wendy Spence outlines some training sessions that will be occurring over the summer, as well as the focus for 2014-2015. More information will be provided through Wendy as to the upcoming learning for 2014 and 2015. This year we had many schools involved in the mental math inquiry or the Congress inquiry, and as a result we were able to secure additional resources to support that learning across the system. First of all, in the budget news, we'll be adding an additional program leader in mathematics and 2 external math coaches, which will support schools who do not have an internal math coach. The context for learning kits that are referenced here are actually in support of the Congress initiative, and every school that has an intermediate division will receive the fractions, decimals, percent kit. All other schools will receive context for learning kits. For example, if you were involved in the primary Congress inquiry, you'll receive the junior kit because you already have a primary one, and vice versa. Additionally, this year we said we were going to add intervention resources to schools, and I'll talk to the Leaps and Bounds resource that's coming to every school that has grade 3 to 6. We'll also have the opportunity to provide AQ courses in mathematics in the fall, again taught by Ruth Taziri. So what's going to happen in 2014-2015? We'll be focusing heavily on number talks and mental math, and there will be a session at the summer conference for schools that haven't been involved in this. We're developing resources for divisions, for each division in-house, that'll be ready for teachers in the fall to support number talks, and they're really 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning of a lesson to help kids work flexibly with numbers and help support their number sense. Every school will receive a K-5 number talk book by Sherry Parrish, and there will be many lessons that are also found in the context for learning kits that we'll be using to support the learning. As you may or may not know, every grade 4 student will be receiving a student license for Dreambox. That will be paid strictly through the board. If teachers have a grade 3-4 or a 4-5 split, every student in that class will receive a license. We've got upcoming training on June 16th for half a day for those teachers, as well as another full day in the fall. We will also have a parent evening in each region in the fall to support parents in understanding what Dreambox is and how it supports their child in the classroom. In September, schools will have the option to buy additional licenses for students, and it will be the same as this year in terms of identifying the classes in your building where you'd like to purchase the licenses. The board will pay for half of the license, and the cost will be actually reduced a little bit to approximately $6.50 per student. Math Congress, there is a session in the summer conference, and it is really looking at the context for learning kits that will be coming to your schools in the primary, junior, and intermediate divisions. And there are some links here so you can see what those kits look like. Some of you are already familiar with those. As well, every IPL will have 3 half days of release attached to them to work with 3 teachers that are new to using the context for learning kits. And those half days will be occurring before the end of September. Leaps and Bounds. Some of you may be familiar with Marion Small's Gap Closing resource, and it's a resource that looks at students in grade 6, and actually it goes up to grade 10, with a focus specifically on number sense. This Leaps and Bounds resource is developed in partnership with Marion Small, and what it does is it looks at students who are not where they should be. For each strand, provides teachers with a diagnostic and then strategic instructional actions to support students where they may be struggling. We're looking at rolling that out around progress reporting time, and that again will be supported by IPLs. We have now a total of 3 full-time math coaches as well as school-based math coaches, and we also have student work-study teachers that will be supporting math learning in classrooms. And student work-study teachers work alongside teachers in the classroom to look at students at work and students' work in mathematics and help teachers to determine instructional decisions to support student learning. These 2 opportunities are going to be coming out, and schools will have the opportunity to say, I would like to have a math coach, or I would like to have a student work-study teacher. Both of them are very effective models and are based on co-planning and co-teaching in the classroom with teachers. We will continue to support the professional learning around student inquiry and the new social studies, history, and geography curriculum. We will continue with our full implementation of this curriculum. There has been much learning throughout the system this year, and we are recognizing that teachers want more in terms of student inquiry. In conjunction, school program staff has worked with teachers that are in classrooms to develop units for each grade. As well, we've purchased for next year expert space licenses, so students in grades 4 through 12 will have access to this online digital program, which looks at inquiry in not only social studies, history, and geography, but science. It's a very cool site, and it has been referenced many times in the learning that's happened this year. If you have any other questions about some of these learning pieces, or have questions about how to get further support in setting up your learning plan for next year, simply call me or send me a chat, and I hope that this has been helpful. Thanks for your time.